Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true.
This is a man trying to protect his home. You see strangers, and unfortunately, they were black. This is the problem with black people. They go and do things knowing that they don't belong, they shouldn't be there, and then things happen. It doesn't sound like they even lived in the neighborhood and they didn't belong there. I'm sure there's other places they could have been at, but no, they go to a neighborhood and you don't know who lives there. You don't know what you're doing, but yet you're going to go there racing, causing issues, and, stupid things happen to stupid people. Did he deserve to be shot? No, he didn't deserve to be shot and killed, but, you know, he could have just somehow just fired a warning shot. He could have, called neighbors. He probably could have handled it differently. But he was, on the defense and he was, not going to take it. And this happens, people go up to people's houses, walking around, someone was playing Pokemon Go, ends up going near this man's house and he gets irate. And then he starts acting violently. People will react like that. That's why you don't be stupid and go into people's neighborhoods, especially if you don't belong there. There's no reason for that. This is what happens. You know, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. I heard that from another YouTuber out there. So you want to be stupid in this climate, in this situation, people are armed. I'm sure he had a permit to carry the gun, and there are neighborhood watches. There are neighborhood watches, and people do defend because you can't really rely on the police. Am I for the homeowner? Yeah, I'm more for the homeowner because, you have to take care of things. And if they're racing, according to the article, and they're causing problems, then the problem needs to be addressed. They don't need to be in that location. They should have just went to somewhere else. But this is, the mentality of young people. They go and do stupid things, and then stupid things happen to him. Hopefully, he's not charged because if it comes to find out that he was only defending, they weren't supposed to be there, and they were causing problems, good for him. This should be a lesson to any kind of nationality, race, or whatever. You don't play around with situations and go around and cause trouble. It is not what you do. And they're going to make a big deal about it, but it wasn't a police officer that shot this black man. He brought it on his own self. But then Black Lives Matter will up in protest and blame the white man, white supremacy, when the black man was in the wrong. It's totally ridiculous. You know, they come into a neighborhood, they weren't looking for directions, they weren't looking for anything. I don't know, maybe more details will come out of the story. You know, it's a neighborhood watch. He reacted, but it's funny on the 911 call, the dispatcher did not tell him to not go out there. He did say he was locked and loaded, defending the neighborhood, and this guy was already ready to go. And I don't know why the dispatcher did not stop him, talk to him, and send police. He just said what he had to do and then he did it. And, this is a warning to people, especially, you're going into a neighborhood and the climate of the racism going on because people will probably equivalate this to racism. Anyway, check the story out. I'm sure there'll be more to come. And leave a feedback or comment. Thank you for watching my video. Take care.